grown and grown, and we've got people interested from Europe and Australia, and it's really become a huge thing in the quilting industry.
No doubt. And how many pieces altogether?
There's 200 that will be on display, and they're small. They're 20 inches square, but again, like Lisa said, it'll be just a huge world of blue. It's going to be amazing.
How did these artists get involved with this, or kind of how did this start?
Well, it's mostly customers of Cherrywood Fabric that have followed us throughout the years.
Okay.
And our first exhibit was 4 years ago, and that was so amazing that word just spread. You know, in the quilting world, people tell their friends, and I've got a pretty big following in different countries, so it just keeps spreading. And we publish a book, and that's kind of helped it along too.
Okay.
And the book is, if you will, a picture book of these beautiful pieces.
Yeah, it's like a coffee table book. So all the quilts are shown in there with detail shots, and then there's artist statements. So you get a little bit of the backstory of how the people came up with their idea and how they made the quilts.
This is kind of a big deal. Look at this book.
I know.
This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And how many entries did you get this year?
Well, we had 465 entries, which was overwhelming.
Oh my God.
Right. We've grown from 100 entries to 300 to 465. So I have 3 quilting judges who go through all of these, and it's a jurying process, and to wheedle it down to the 120 and 80. And so we actually split it into 2 traveling exhibits because we wanted to keep so many of them because they're just amazing.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 exhibits. They're kind of hopscotching around the country and the world, actually. I went to Australia last month and brought some of them to a quilt show there, and they were a hit, of course.
Yeah.
And they've already been to Canada, and they will eventually end up in France.
My goodness.
You gotta look at this
And
book, Ken.
this is happening right here.
Right here in Brainerd, Minnesota.
That's amazing.
And you can pick up copies of the book at the Crossing Arts
Ask
Line.
if the book is for sale,
Yeah.
because it alone is just beautiful.
It really is. And we have the full collection of Wicked, The Lion King, and Van Gogh, which are her challenges to date.
Yes.
Oh
And
my
you can see the fabric that was, everybody started out with the same fabric, the same colors. They needed to make the quilts the same size, the same theme. So that's why this exhibit is so amazing. It's all cohesive. You can compare the quilts
Sure.
easily because they're all the same color.
Interesting. It's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Now,
So
how long will this? It starts up on Tuesday. I know you guys are working on setting it up, probably as we speak. But it's going to open up on Tuesday at the Crossing Arts Alliance in downtown Brainerd. And how long will this exhibit be here?
This exhibit will run with us through June 9th, and we'll have some special hours. So for those that aren't able to make it during our normal business hours, we will be open, for instance, on Sunday, June 3rd from 10 till 2, so people can stop in and see it then. On Tuesday night, we have an opening reception, and Carla will be giving a presentation at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And that is free and open to the public. So we encourage everybody to stop in and have a look and listen to how this got started.
yeah. And is the exhibit itself free and open to the public, or
It
is there
sure
a
is.
cost? Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually have one of the artists that is coming all the way from Wisconsin, who's in the book, in the display, and she was coming for the opening reception. So she can sign books, and everybody can meet her and ask her about her journey,
Sure.
what
Yeah.
she
Wow.
learned through this.
And we know we have groups coming in from out of the area. We're expecting a tour bus on one of the days. So there will be 50, 60 people coming in one bus to come look at the exhibit and have lunch downtown and that kind of thing. So
great.
wonderful response.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, rightfully so. Just amazing pieces. So you chose Wicked, and then
Yes.
Van Gogh.
Well, Wicked on Broadway, which
Okay.
led me to Lion King on Broadway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was actually working with Disney. That was a little tricky, but it can be done. They've done that.
And had the quilts on exhibit
Yes,
on Broadway.
they allowed us to hang some quilts in the Minskoff Theater right on Times Square. So
That is awesome.
it's been quite an experience
huge.
and these are quilters from all different skill levels all over the country. A lot of people are, since it's a challenge, they're pushing themselves. They're thinking outside the box. They're coming up with innovative ideas of what to do with fabric. Anything that you can think of to do with fabric, from beading to painting it to over dyeing it. Every kind of technique is used in these quilts, and of course the competition keeps getting harder
Yes,
and harder.
stiffer.
We're raising the bar.
Bars, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's also a lot more pressure on me to come up with a cool idea and a theme.
Wow.
So next year, our fourth challenge will be Prince, the musician from Minnesota, of
Oh,
course.
wow.
Wow.
So we've got these beautiful purples that
I
all
was
the
gonna say,
quilts
there's
will
gonna
be
be a
made
lot of purple in
of.
these.
Of course, yes.
That's cool. That's a neat idea.
So people are making those quilts now,
Wow.
and hopefully we'll have them at the crossing next summer.
Fantastic.
That's going to be huge too.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Neat.
All right. If people are listening to us and say, I've never heard of this before, can they log onto a website? Do you have a website that talks all about the challenge?
Yes, cherrywoodfabrics.com,
Okay.
and we are your neighbors just down the road. We've just moved into a new space a couple years ago, so we're not like a store. We're not open to the public, but they surely can stop in and check it out and see what we've been doing for the last 30 years.
Wow. That's awesome.
And obviously you do produce this wonderful fabric, and people can
Right.
order through your website
Yep,
too.
they can order through the website, and then there's a quilt shop in town that carries it. So we produce the fabric here, and we sell it all over the world to retail customers and wholesale customers.
Yeah. Well, I love this challenge, and the response and the creativity has just gone off the scale.
Yeah, it's a great way to have a platform for artists to explore, push the limits of fiber art. And I hate to use the word quilt because I know people think of
Sure.
have a certain perception of quilt.
Yeah.
Right.
This is fiber art. This is definitely beautiful things that should and are in a gallery.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They look like they all should be hanging on the wall. for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, a very traditional form, but pushed into a new way, and that's
Right.
always exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
seriously.
Self-portraits that look like photos. So Van Gogh was an inspiration. That didn't necessarily mean that they tried to copy his work, but they used his, his life story, inspiration.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe
You
that
can
they
tell.
chose a different theme, but try to capture his brush strokes that everybody knows made him famous.
Yeah.
The variety is unbelievable.
Wow.
It's just cool. I mean, I could sit and look at this entire book page by page. It's just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And that these will be on display right here.
Right here in Brainerd.
Starting Tuesday and running through June 9th.
All
Crossing
right.
Arts Alliance. What's the address down there?
711 Laurel.
Yeah.
Zena.
Can't miss it. And the gallery itself will open Tuesday at what time, or is the grand opening at 6 the opening?
Well, the official opening will be at 5, but we will be open for those who want a sneak peek starting at 10 a.m. And we are open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturdays, 10 to 2, and then that June 3rd, 10 to 2 as well.
That Sunday, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to see it. It is amazing, and tell your friends.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
please.
my goodness.
All right.